G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS Supercoach channel. And today we're going to go through my round 3 preview of NBL Supercoach. This week is a pretty important week, I reckon, because everyone's on a single. So you literally have unlimited freedom of who you want to go with. I feel like this week there's no right or wrong team. The only right or wrong is you don't have Melbourne or Sam because they're playing New Orleans this weekend. So the players you'll be focusing on is the rest of the league except for Victorian teams. But yeah, as we have a look down, it's still the coach. So some Supercoach expert has just done autofill and this is what they've probably gotten. So you've got McVeigh, Blanchfield, McGee, Cotton, Bayless, and Lopez, 3 Hawks, which is very interesting. I won't lie, have a little bit of a similar team if there is one change, which I will get to in a tick. I'm not fucking, don't worry. All right, here we go. So I want to talk about some cheapies. So guys who are I'd say let's go 125, under 125. There is quite a few decent players to go for. Oh, let's bump it up to one. Let's just do it to 153. There is a decent few players I'm going to ignore from this list. I will tell you when the first one pops up that I don't mind. It will be, let's go to 6 man. That might help. Okay, well, I was going to say it's a lot more players now. Leafra I don't mind, but I'm not going to trust it because of his minutes. He's only getting about 20 minutes a game. I'm going to have to redo the scrolling down for a bit. First bloke that I would have in your team, I don't have him in my team, but a player that's going to score all right is Flynn Cameron. We watched that first game. He only played 24 minutes, but he was kind of playing that in that first 5 minutes before Cotton just, went insane. He was playing that bit of a play, like that playmaking role. So that facilitating role, he dumped it to Humphreys a couple of times, which was pretty good. That's probably what really boosted his score. But other than that, he didn't really do much. So he's not on the top of my list, but I'll be going down to Rain Smith. He, in my opinion, is the best cheapie. As you can look, but loads. He's played 25, 30, and 34. So he's getting high minutes per game. They're not playing Statman, which I'll get to in a tick as well, I forgot if they started him or not. I don't think they did, but they're starting Rain Smith. He's a shot chucker. Like, it's not like the NBA where you're going to lose points when you miss shots, but he's going to take shots. He's going up against Adelaide this week. I'm trying to think. He's got DJ Vasiljevic, or he'll have Bryce Cotton on him, or Flynn Cameron. And that, as a defensive 3, I don't think is the best. So expect the ball to be in his hands a bit. Andrew Andrews will pass the ball around, you would think. So he's going to be in my team, but I'll go, like I said, go through all the cheapies. I wouldn't go Smith Milner as much as I actually like him as a player, but just, I don't know. He's just there to fill the Tyrell Harrison bench minutes. Jesse Wagstaff, no. Another bloke, Blanchfield. Now, he played 25 minutes in that game against Tasmania. And I didn't watch the game. I watched a little bit. But I think he's safe enough to go, yeah, I'll pick him. I think he's actually he's improved since, I don't know, he must have improved last year. I think if I look at here, let me have a look at the games. He had 3 steals and 3 blocks, and the other bloke I'll be talking about, which is Bill Wiley Bales, the reason why I'm not going to go for him. Where am I going? Right here. He had about 3 steals and 3 blocks, so I don't know if he's going to do the same thing 2 games in a row, but I'm willing to bite the bullet here. So he had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 2 steals and 2 blocks. So that's probably what really boosted that, um, as they're 3 each. So he got 12 points just off that and scored a 29. So 17's not even that bad. If he still gets like one of each at 23, I'll definitely take that for someone who's around 90K, which is good. Now, Statman, if you told me before Andrews was coming down to play, I would probably have him in my team. But as you can see, 26 points decreased to 16. That's when Andrews played in his first NBL game. And then the 14 against Sydney, which is where Andrews, he struggled, but it's a fair enough struggle considering that he just got off the plane 36 hours before. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, he just stuck it up. And in this game, he really improved against Sydney. I really liked how he played Andrews. With Statman, I think his minutes are going to go down. So I just would avoid him personally. Carlin Davison, who did they play? New Zealand. I don't know what happened with him. Did he get injured? Because he only played 4 minutes. Really weird. 21, 27, and 4. And this is where I'm going to go on the conversation of New Zealand players just full stop. I can't pronounce their last name, the coach's last name, but Coach Kopp. He is the weirdest coach, I'll be honest. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he plays blokes like 20 minutes a game. Ben Ayre's interesting. I rate him as a player as well. He's probably Scott Roth's like favourite player coming off the bench because of the defensive intensity that he brings, and he's a shooter. But once again, a bit weird. Went 18, 13, and now 9 against Illawarra. I don't know what's going on, but Bryce Hamilton's like locked in that spot of being that number 1 primary ball handler. Having a couple other looks here. Dante Russo-Nance. Now, I had a look, and John really is also a weird coach as well. 20 minutes, he shot 2 for 9. If he's going to shoot another 9 against Illawarra, I don't know. Like, it'd probably be more than a 15. I would probably have him higher up on the list. It'd probably go Smith, Blanchfield, then Russo-Nance. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah. And then where's Bill Bales? He scored a lot of points, 25 points for a $69,000 player. Played 22 minutes. Let's just have a look at the same stats here. So same game. It was him and Blanchfield that had the most minutes off the bench. Could it be the same? I probably think it could. But this is where I think it gets a bit interesting because I think the main reason why he played more minutes than he should was, once again, I didn't watch this game either. McLaughlin fouled out. So it's a bit tough. I need to know when he fouled out. I might have a look maybe on a break and just see when he fouled out and see how many more minutes that Bales played than he should have. But, 21 minutes, he only shot 3 shots, so he's not going to be getting much. But he had 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He had a steal and 2 blocks. I don't know how tall this bloke is, but he's a guard, so I just don't think he's going to do it again. Is McLaughlin going to get 5 fouls again? I highly doubt it. So I'm going to stick away from Bill Bales. So those are the 150K and unders. Let's just go back to normal. Blokes that are really like this we'll just go from highest to lowest. Kendrick, he had 27 shots, which is interesting against Cairns, which is why I'll be going with the man below him, Bryce Cotton. I watched that game, and I sometimes I watch NBL games and NBA games, or just games in general, just with like not zero thought, but I'll think about it, but also just have a thought, like one little thought from after each play. And I look back at it, and you look at the Cairns roster in general. Oh, well, I don't want him in there. But Cotton, who is Kansas' best defender? And who was Kendrick Davis getting guarded by? And how is he getting how is he getting 27 shots in that one game? I don't know. But it's very interesting because I reckon for a 31, yeah, 19 points and stuff. Obviously, his stuff isn't going to go down. I'll go back to games actually, but give Bryce Cotton that same like tactic and the way that Cairns played, where Marcus Lee wasn't going up. Well, not Marcus Lee. Well, Tyrell Harrison wasn't going up. Marcus Lee does come up a bit, but Rain Smith was just horrible coming off the screen and was just letting Davis just take twos. And I think Bryce Cotton, for his price, scoring a 51, I know it may sound ridiculous, but he's probably worth it. And like I said, it sounds a bit ridiculous, but some of these cheapies might do all right. I forgot where I was going for. Sydney Kings, because Kendrick Davis had 19 points or something like that. No, 21 points, 33%, which was horrible. 1 for 7 from three. Houghton is not doing that. He had 3 rebounds, 2 assists. He's had 3 turnovers, but did have 3 steals. 1 personal foul. You are not letting Bryce Cotton shoot 27 points. Not points, field goals. He's missing at most like 10 of them. And that's still like, that's double pretty much of like what Kendrick has got. So that's why I'm going Bryce. And that's why the coach is probably going Bryce as well. I'm probably going to do the same thing, have the captain on him, because Rain Smith is not going to keep up with Cotton. If he can't keep up with Davis, he is nowhere near going to be keeping up with Bryce Cotton. Other blokes, just not trusting PJC with that back. I know he probably played minutes. I'm really sorry. This is going to be a longer video. Just because I want to tell you my reasons in detail of why you probably shouldn't go for some of these players. Lost to Perth. The Saturday, footy was on and I was out, so couldn't really watch the game. But it played 32 minutes, so probably a bit better. 18 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists against Perth. They play against Sydney. They're a lot tougher defense. Like they have Delhi guarding him, so no, I'm not going to go with him. Tyrell and Prather, Prather and Harrison, I would go for them if I could, but I can't because I don't have money. But they are good options. I reckon Tyrell Harrison is definitely the number 2 option for centers. Don't go for Jalen Adams. He just, to me, just doesn't look 100% like, what's the word? Like, he doesn't just look 100%. He just looks like he's just wish-washy across the court. Just going back and forth, just very slowly. But yeah, I just don't know. It's a bit weird. Tyler Harvey, you could go with him. I just think 312 is probably a bit less. A bit more than I'd go for. I'll do the team that I want to do. And because the one player that you can probably see with the search bar up there, if the one player's not playing, then I'm going to switch it to another team. But Bryce Hamilton, definitely a guy you want to go for. Will Magnay, probably not. Doolittle, you could. Yeah, better second game, I think, but still. Dylan Miller had a really good second game as well. Luala Chul, he's definitely an option. I'll tell you my centre. It's JaVale McGee. The reason, if you're going to go JaVale McGee, you probably can't go Luala Chul and vice versa. If you're going to go Luala Chul, I wouldn't go JaVale McGee. So just a personal preference there. He dogged Tasmania. Like, absolutely dogged them. And that's with a well-established NBL centre. Like, I know JaVale McGee is a former NBA player, but he's just going to kill Luala Chul because he's just a bigger body. Who are some other players? Suarez, probably not, just because of the minutes. Mason Jones, he's probably going to go down in price. Not that that's going to have an effect. Andrews is interesting. Probably not. Rakasovic. No, wouldn't go with him this week. You've got to wait. You've got to let him play a couple of games. Vasiljevic, no, don't go with him. He didn't look confident at all. And Humphreys fouled out, I'm pretty sure. So very interesting. Next bloke on the list, which I think everyone should be going for him, is Jack McVeigh. His form since coming back from the NBA has been phenomenal. So please do go with him. So that is all. I'll bring the bloke back for what might happen. I'm going to bring in Freeman Liberty. If he does play, that will be my main four, which will be really good. But we can look back at other players here. Chatham, I had him in a lot of my teams, but I think because I don't know if Rasakovic is going to be playing, and Humphreys fouled out. Did kind of play a bit for Adelaide to play Chatham at that 5 role. He had 14 rebounds, I'm pretty sure, which is massive, and 8 points. He had a score of 35, as you can see there. Just don't think he'll do 35 again. If Rasakovic isn't playing, I would definitely have him in my team 100%. He is almost like a JaVale, like he'd have like a JaVale McGee, Tyrell Harrison performance, just without the small bit of offense, just a little bit of offensive gap between those guys. Campbell probably wouldn't go. Bannon, no. But like against Brisbane, like they've just got Harrison who's been rebounding for them. So Baker, like I said, don't go for New Zealand players. I think Hickey's still injured. If I look at injury list, I'm actually not sure. Where's Illawarra? His eye, so to be confirmed. So maybe another week. Who knows? Schofield, I like him. He just needs to find his feet, and I think I just wouldn't go from this week. Brockington, no, don't trust New Zealand. Like I said, Lucas is interesting. So now, since McDaniel's gone down and Freeman Liberty went down, his minutes went shot up. So McDaniel went down 26 minutes compared to his 20 because him and McDaniel played very similar minutes, around 20, 25 minutes. And then both of them went down 37 minutes. If Freeman Liberty is not playing, I reckon he's a pretty good option. He's going to score better than his last game. And he had a good game against Adelaide. He had 21. I reckon he could have better. So he's not a bad option. Rob Lowe, no. Deng, no. But yeah, I've probably gone through all of them. Lee, probably not. You probably saw my review of round 2. And it really pissed me off that he fouled out in one of the games, and that was my main concern. If you saw in the comments, Sam Menenga, I don't mind, but no, he's probably the only bloke around this area I'd probably go for. And Dukas. Karim Lopez, I know the coach here has him, but I just don't know. How many minutes did he play against Perth? His track record was good against Sydney. He had 22. Oh, I didn't even check the minutes. Goodness me. Sydney is that's Rob Lowe. No, don't want to click on Rob Lowe. God, sorry. This is painful. All right. Sorry, this is just not what I wanted. And I chose Menenga. Well, how many minutes did he play? He played 25 and 24. Just not, I don't think I like that. And now finally to the player I wanted to see the minutes. How many minutes did he play against Perth? 29. Okay. He's another option then. I see why they went for him. Probably recent success against New Zealand. Sorry, against Sydney. I'm just not going to go for him because I think there's cheapies who will combine, doing the same shit. Great. Now my super coach is stuffed up. Oh, goodness me. Sorry, guys. This video is going to go for a long time, unfortunately. I'm just yapping my head off at the moment. Oh, goodness me. Anyways, who did I have? I had McGee. See, there he is. Cotton, McVeigh. Okay. And then I'll show you my team for if Javon Freeman Liberty is playing. I'm just don't want to be. Then the other thing, I don't know if they're going to have a minutes restriction on him. Then here I'll go Blanchfield, and then here we'll go Rain Smith. That's a pretty good team in my opinion. Because when you look at it, I think, you know, Cotton, McVeigh, and McGee are all the same players. Same with Blanchfield. And then it's just Bales, Bales and Lopez. Freeman Liberty, better than both of them probably combined, and Rain Smith is better than Bales. Excuse me. Goodness me. So that's what I would do. That's what I would do if that was that current team. Says we're going to lose, but piss off. It's probably because it says he's injured. But if Freeman Liberty doesn't play, this is what the team's going to be. It will be Bilwali Bales will be playing. I'm just going to take that risk, and the coach has him, so it doesn't really matter considering that, like, both the coach and me will have that. And then we're going to go with probably my favourite player so far this season, Bryce Hamilton. He is automatically going to be doing better than Lopez. And they play against Brisbane. Cotton dropped 39 against them, playing horrible defense, dropping low and covering screens horribly against Harrison. They might do the same thing. How many minutes did he play against Perth? No, not Perth. Illawarra. 35. It's played 32, 33, 35 without Johnson. So that's my team. So just remember, piss off. Oh my God, this has been horrible. But yeah, so just remember that this is my team if, what's his face? If Freeman Liberty doesn't play. If Freeman Liberty does play, we're going to have him instead. And instead of Bales, we'll have Rain Smith. And that, I hope, will beat the coach. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll keep before I say my goodbyes, Captain Bryce. And if you have Bryce, captain him. And McGee, I'd captain him if you don't have Bryce. I made so many different teams, like just different combinations of players. I managed to fit a team of Hamilton, McVeigh, Menenga, McGee, Harrison, and Blanchfield. I don't mind that. Just Menenga, don't really like it. What are some other teams? I'm just looking at my phone. Another team I was managed to do was McVeigh, Smith, Dukas, Harrison, Cheatham, and McGee. Probably not as good as this team. Maybe this is just the team I just roll with. Don't care. Just don't worry about Freeman Liberty. I know. Nah. If Freeman Liberty does play, we'll have Rain Smith here as well. Freeman Liberty and what's his face? Smith. But yeah, that's the team. Hopefully you guys beat the coach this week. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend for NBL Supercoach Week 3. And yeah, I'll catch you guys with the review of not game week 3, of week 3 and other videos if you're checking them out. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.